4 channels you should never watch for PoE 2. They almost entirely are giving you just regurgitated diarrhea that they don't understand to maximize videos for length and ad revenue at the expense of new players who don't know better. And they just have huge pieces of misinformation in it that are going to ruin your experience. Like, it's not even small things. They usually have pretty big problems in them. And honestly, the PoE ecosystem is pretty good. It was pretty hard to find these. There's really only a couple really egregious examples. Pretty much anybody that has created videos for PoE 1 in the past is pretty safe. I can think of around three creators who have actually ever put out a video for PoE 1 that it was just so egregious that I was just like, wow, you are absolutely destroying noobs' experiences if they listen to your video. I can think of about 3 creators. I'm not going to name them, but it is actually very hard to find people who just had absolutely terrible videos. Usually when PoE creators get flamed, their builds are like maybe 20% less than optimal or something. It's not like something super crazy. So it's actually pretty hard to find really bad creators in PoE. We have it pretty good, but here's 4 for PoE 2 that are kind of game tourists trying to just cash in on the hype with bad information because they don't actually understand anything. Number 1, and the most egregious of all, ragegaming. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the ragegaming single-handedly has probably made thousands of people stop playing the games they have made videos for because people will follow it and then just absolutely get demolished because the information they give is almost always just completely and utterly wrong and misleading. They always just say garbage diarrhea for 20 minutes to fill up for ads. And they'll say one thing and then like 1 minute later, they will completely contradict that one thing they said. Yeah. Like in this video, it's a video for getting the best currency guide. Well, it's not even close. Even their atlas tree they show is completely and utterly poop trash. Like, they waste a ton of nodes. They're not getting multiple really good things that would in fact make it the best currency tree. If you want currency stuff, go watch Fubgun. They encourage bad trading etiquette in the video. They basically encourage you to price things low and leave them up and don't sell the item if you get whispers and you reprice it up. Nobody should ever be encouraged to do that. You should price it higher and then lower it gradually over time if nobody bites. They said some other weird stuff too, like stay in the center of a breach. I don't know. They say a lot of weird things and then will immediately contradict it like 45 seconds later. In this video by them, they do rankings of ascendancies, and it is pretty much, honestly, it's actually not as bad as I would expect, but the way they go about it is just completely trash. And they basically just go by ladder rankings, which is not indicative at all of how good these ascendancies actually are. Like, if you see here, they're most, like, they don't understand the game, so they're mostly just looking at the ladder XP, which has nothing actually to do with the power of the build. They don't understand what actually makes the build strong. Like, they put Blood Mage in second to last. That is absolutely ridiculous. All right, here we go. The next offender, the number 2 worst on this list, is kaidgames. I don't really know what else they do. I've heard some people say, actually, I won't even go into hearsay. It's not, I'm just gonna go on what I do know. So I watched the video, and it's the top 5 most broken builds right now, and this is from 1 day ago. So this isn't like released 2 days after release where nobody really knew what was strong. This is 1 day ago, 3 weeks after release, and it is just super wrong. Like, top 5 most broken builds, and they say Galvanic Shards Witch Hunter. This is not even average. This is a below average build in the game right now. This build is probably in the bottom 80 percentile of builds. It is not anywhere close to the most broken build. Then on top of that, when I looked at their tree, it is completely and utterly poop. Like, I do not know what they are doing. They waste 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points for resolute technique instead of clicking 4 accuracy nodes. I do not understand how they have the gall to say best build, best broken build in the game. It is just really mind-boggling. And then Totem Warrior build? Like, come on, dude. Ice Strike Monk is at least a good build. Grenade Mercenary, Jesus Christ. Not even close. Like, and all of the trees are just really, really bad. That I think even most new players would not have trees that bad. And then moving on, we have Utopia. Likes to use the word best again when it's in fact not the best. To be fair, he is kind of using the best build. Basically, what he does is he takes the best build, which is pretty much Archmage at this point, and he makes it like worse. So he takes the best build and then he makes his guide for it, which is just an incomplete guide. Like, there's no gear, there's no equipment here. I'm not just pooping on noobs making builds. It's fine for noobs making builds, but you cannot call it the best, like, noob. So then in his videos, right, he doesn't really showcase real bosses because, of course, he's not one-shotting bosses. He's not even doing maps. He is in campaign, and he's doing no damage. Like, how? I don't understand. I don't know how. I mean, to be fair, he shows he's doing no damage, but I don't know how he. Like, stop using the word best. Stop lying. You're not one-shotting anything except your own character. He says things that don't really make sense. He doesn't understand certain game concepts, and it's just completely misleading to players. At one point in one of the videos, I don't know if it's this one or his other one, but he's playing an energy shield build, right? And then he says basically not to worry about energy shield on your gear. He like took off his boots, which were energy shield, and he lost like 500. And he was like, look, no big deal. I only lost 500 energy shield. It's crazy. I don't get it. I don't know how you can unequip your boots, see you lose 500 life effectively. It's actually more like 1,000 because with Grim Feast it doubles. So I don't know how you can look at that and be like, oh yeah, that's fine. Don't even worry about it. And now coming in as the least atrocious one, but still do not look at these videos. Hack the Minotaur. This one is not as bad. It's just kind of like the best starting classes, and then he doesn't really even talk about a real build, like best beginner builds. He doesn't really talk about a build. He kind of goes through the video and just lists a bunch of random stuff. He says some incredibly misleading things like your gear doesn't really matter and it's all in your skill gems, when the opposite is really the case. Like, most of your damage is from your gear. If you have played through the campaign, you know that's true. Like, you get a good gear upgrade and it is immediately noticeable. Other than that, he clearly hasn't played very far in the game. He's just farming views with using the word best. Another game tourist. Yeah, like you can see, I don't know, in the video he's like playing, like you hand your controller to your 5-year-old cousin. He clearly doesn't know what is happening. Yeah, I don't know. I really wish people would stop being intentionally misleading with their videos. It's not great.